Bobby Fish from behind! And with a steel chair to the Rainmaker, and now sending him to a table off of the back of an AJ Styles distraction. Ricochet beats Balor. Jay White is okay with the fight happening. He will face Ricochet for the Intercontinental title. The main event of the evening. Smackdown Women's title on the line. Paige challenges Becky Lynch. She is just walking out of this contest. Asuka rolls her back in the ring. We've got a new Smackdown Women's Champion. Paige is the champion. The originals will scream controversy. Turnabout is fair play. Hello and welcome everyone to Smackdown Live. Yet more action coming our way regarding the originals and the Smackdown Live Brigade fighting against one another. Tag team titles on the line here tonight in Birmingham, Alabama. And a general manager with yet more to say. What does he mean by Shane isn't alone here tonight? Oh, it's his best friend. What in the world has gone to Mojo Rawley? I don't know, folks, but coming up tonight, as I mentioned, and as we've been discussing, it is the Gorillas of Destiny against the Good Brothers. No countouts, no disqualifications, and no members of the originals at ringside. It is going to be an all-out brawl for the tag team titles. That is to come at the end of the evening, of course, and we're starting the evening with members of the originals in action, and that team can only mean one member of the originals specifically. AJ Styles competing here tonight. And of course, he hasn't come alone, bringing with him the underboss of the originals in Bad Luck Fale. Styles still having to serve his role that has already been really sunk in by SmackDown General Manager Christian James. This idea that he has to just sit there essentially and suffer, sit there and earn his place back up on the card for all that the originals are trying to do to SmackDown Live, and of course to SmackDown General Manager Christian James. Don't forget, before WrestleMania, both these two men were responsible for different assaults on their general manager. And it's not even as if it was a case of, or it was alleged that it was them. No, the cameras were on them when they did it. It was pretty obvious that it was them. But Christian James slowly but surely getting his revenge. We saw that last week. I said it at the end of the evening. Turnabout is fair play on that matter. CM Punk was the special enforcer for that women's title match to make sure no members of the originals got involved. Never said anything about Asuka getting involved. Got Lynch back in the ring. Otherwise, she would have got herself counted out and to retain the title. Shane McMahon tried to restart the match. Not happening. Go to sleep to Shane McMahon. Which you heard about him complaining as well. Going to act like his health is more important than the entirety of SmackDown Live. But as for right now, AJ Styles just looking to continue his winning streak going and remind everyone who the Phenomenal One is, and remind Christian James that this war still hasn't reached its conclusion yet. On the apron now, springboard 450 to Curt Hawkins. Last week Hawkins had to suffer the wrath of Marty Scurll, and now this week it is an equally unhappy AJ Styles raining down on him. Cover here on Hawkins, looking to put him away. Close, but not over yet. Can't be that much further for AJ Styles. Definitely showing no signs of wanting to enjoy this contest, just to get it over. Styles Clash connects. You could count to 100. It was over a long time ago. AJ Styles wins it. To the surprise, really, of no one. Styles wins, and he still is yet to make his way up to progress and face other opponents. Of course, we saw Styles getting involved with... Wait. The match is over, Styles. The match is over. No! Now on the outside. Styles Clash. Oh my goodness. More sickening actions from the originals. Well, not the best way to kick things off this evening, but we move on to our next contest here. Jason Jordan getting an opportunity as he'll go one-on-one against Bobby Roode. Was it last week, I believe it was, or was it 2 weeks ago, when Chad Gable and Bobby Roode met one-on-one with one another? I believe it was 2 weeks ago that match took place, in which Gable, of course, didn't have Jason Jordan at ringside, and I was questioning where Jordan was in the whole scene of things. As it turns out, both guys, I think we saw this a bit on Monday Night Raw as well. American Alpha wanted to take some more singles opportunities, get some more chances to shine, maybe a little bit more singles experience under their belt. So that's why Gable is not at ringside for this one, and why Jordan wasn't at ringside 2 weeks ago. So yes, I jumped to a conclusion that there was trouble in paradise for American Alpha. Not the case. Just taking a break from tag team action right now. They feel a little off in their tag team game, and as a result of that, they want to try their hands at singles competition instead. Good enough for me, and the same test for both men. Gable and Jordan both going to go one-on-one against Robert Roode. Roode has really just been fine since Judgment Day. I think he's had 2 wins under his book since Judgment Day, but there's still nothing really there to write home about when it comes to Robert Roode. He's just kind of done the same old, same old. I think that's the best way you could put it. He hasn't excelled in any way. He hasn't shone. He's just been very normal, I think is the best way of putting it. That's fine, don't get me wrong, but with all the talent here on Smackdown Live, you need to do a little bit more than be normal. You want to try and get yourselves the opportunities at the likes that, of course, Bobby Fish is getting at SummerSlam, and if you want to be in the talking points, if you want to be in the upper echelon of Smackdown Live, like your Finn Balor's, Jay White's, Ricochet's, of course, Kazuchika Okada at the very top of it all, you've got to be doing more than just being fine. You've got to be above and beyond. That's the way things go. Robert Roode right now, they're looking for another big win here this evening. Looking maybe to try and show that he is more than just fine, as I am stating, and that he does show real promise once again. I mean, don't get me wrong, he is a certified talent here on SmackDown Live. He's shone in his position since coming here from after WrestleMania, and he just feels like he belongs on SmackDown Live, but he just kind of feels there. You know, he doesn't stick out like a guy like the Saviors do, the Dangerous Alliance, Okada, etc., as I previously mentioned. Roode just kind of feels there, and he's not on his own in that regard. There are other guys on this brand who feel like they're just there, and I mean, there are some weird names, there are some names you wouldn't expect as well. Kevin Owens, who we just saw attacked, and who was supposed to be facing Sheamus later on this evening as well. I'm not too certain what will happen regarding that, but you have guys like Owens, Joe, Ambrose, who just kind of feel there. It's not a position you want to be in, and Roode is looking to do everything he can really to get himself out of that position as well, as he gets going here at Jason Jordan, who of course is looking to get himself near to there. He's looking to get himself a chance to shine here this evening. I like the lack of a singlet from Jordan. It's just kind of a different attire to really show that this is a bit of a different time for Jason Jordan. American Alpha isn't over, it's just kind of on a break. Good work there from Jordan with that hammerlock there. Oh, the strength to launch Roode and throw him some ways up and some ways across the ring as well. Jordan now in. Northern Lights suplex. Floats over with a beautiful precision into another Northern Lights suplex. Into a bridge. Oh, he almost had him. Just barely getting the shoulder up there, did Roode. But enough for the referee to deem that it was a kick out at 2. That was a damn good move, though, from Jason Jordan. Wrestling so far, gotta say it. Look out now, huge shoulder tackle in the corner there. Jordan starting to put the pieces together. Can he put on a performance better than what we saw from Gable against Robert Roode? Glorious one. Doesn't really care about who gets the better performance. He just cares about getting himself a win, getting the crowd to sing glorious once again. Hit a glorious DDT and leave with a win. Roode is a performer. And he likes to perform and he likes to win, of course, as does everyone. Huge hitting shots there by Jason Jordan. German suplex now from the collegiate wrestler. Jordan showing all of his strength here. Both guys very similar. I think they're around the same height and same weight as one another. Let's take a look here. Roode with a little bit of an advantage in terms of height. Jordan might be heavier, but both guys in great condition, no doubt about it. Armbar now being locked in by Jason Jordan. Robert Roode in trouble here. Not looking like he's going to make the ropes. Going to have to slip his way out of it. And the former WWE champion will do just that. Roode getting himself out of that hold. Roode is a guy, of course, who already has tremendous credentials in this universe. Former WWE champion, as I just mentioned, held every secondary title there is to hold in this universe. The United States Championship, Intercontinental, and ECW television title. Look out now, Roode. Oh, dumping Jordan face first there into that turnbuckle and running a knee into his face as well. Great bit of offense there from Robert Roode. Now, what else can he put together here to try and keep Jason Jordan down? Things started fresh. They started well for Jason Jordan, but they've all just kind of fallen down here. The longer this match goes on, the more that Robert Roode's singles experience is shining through, and as a result, the more he is controlling this contest. Against the ropes now, Irish whip, Roode in. Nope, collision made between the two, but Roode will be able to capitalize once again. Here we go, Jordan coming up with the counter here. Quick strike in, can't capitalize, Roode stops him. Jordan is just looking for an opportunity to pounce on something, on anything, whereas Roode is just pretty much got Jordan like a puppet on a string, just guiding him through this contest right now. Roode, of course, older than Jordan and with far more experience than him as well. From the top rope, he will go now. Blockbuster down on Jason Jordan, and you fear that is the beginning of the end for him. Spinebuster! And only one move remains. It will be the same receipt as Chad Gable experienced 2 weeks ago. Glorious DDT. It's over. Robert Roode wins it. And again, a good performance from him. I would go as far as to say that was probably better than he did in Gable's match, and as a result of saying that, I'd say that Gable did better than Jordan. Just what I believe there, but they both succumb to Robert Roode. He's still looking for his chance to shine once again on a bigger stage. And so we move on here. Women's action coming up your way. We saw Ember Moon, of course, on Monday Night Raw, which meant she was traded from Smackdown Live, and here was the woman she was traded for. Carmella and Ember Moon going to opposite brands. Sting and Christian James putting a bit of work together there to get that deal happening. And I'll be honest, it's not going to be a very pleasant welcoming party, shall we say, for Carmella, as she is going one-on-one with a woman we saw at the end, or near the end rather, of last week's edition of SmackDown Live. Yes, Carmella will go one-on-one against the Empress Asuka. It's not going to be a lovely evening for the Princess of Staten Island, that's for certain. But it is an evening that she has to endure nonetheless. Carmella hoping to get somewhere along the lines that Ember Moon has been experiencing on Monday Night Raw. Really a bit of a resurgence, a bit of growth for her. Maybe another evening. Maybe, just maybe. Because here comes the former Raw Women's Champion. Here comes the woman who, arguably, judging by what happened at Judgment Day, should have been the SmackDown Women's Champion, but had a part to play in making sure that Becky Lynch wasn't. Asuka coming towards the ring right now. Probably one of my favorite female talents in this universe, without a doubt. I can be unbiased in saying that, remember, I don't have a women's division to worry about in ECW. When I watch the women's division, if I was put on the spot and asked to name one of my favorites, it would be Asuka right away. Always a great talent. Always so precise, so smooth in that ring. And always a treat to watch as well. And we're going to see that here tonight as she goes one-on-one up against Carmella. I wonder what the mood is like in the originals when they see this woman, knowing that she had a part to play. I couldn't see the camera angle for why the referee didn't call the disqualification, or maybe the referee decided, no, I want to get one over on the originals as well. I didn't see it, and I don't think Christian James did either. I think he was too busy having a little bit of a cheer backstage as everything happened. I don't think one person who will be cheering this evening, of course, is going to be Shane McMahon. He's got to spend the entire evening with a man who last week drove his head into his knee. That'll be fun for Shane. And it's definitely going to be fun for Carmella in the same choice of words as she's in the ring with Asuka right now. Bell rings are underway here. Tell you one woman who I definitely think is going to be watching this contest is the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Paige. With an eye maybe on a woman who, well, undoubtedly had a part to play in why she is the SmackDown Women's Champion, and maybe a woman who she might be looking to give an opportunity to for that belt. You never know, could well be the case. Carmella in a lot of trouble from the early goings. Asuka unloading away right away with some lethal strikes. Look out now, German suplex. Now, this is just going to be an uphill battle for Carmella from start to finish, isn't it? Could even well be an uphill battle that she doesn't even start to climb the hill. She just stays at the bottom. Who knows? Look out now by the head, pulling her into the mat. She's definitely going to try and demonstrate some frustrations. Is Carmella. Never really got a chance to shine on Raw when Asuka was the women's champion. And then, of course, Trifecta arrived to Raw. Likes of Kairi Sane and Ronda Rousey did as well. And now she comes to SmackDown Live and Asuka's sitting here waiting for it. Tiger suplex now. Let's see what else happens here from Asuka. Kicking the leg. Look at this. Just kicking away at Carmella right now. No remorse being shown as she's kicked down into the mat there. Trying to claw herself up now. Just trying to really create separation if I were Carmella. This is going to be a long, long beat down. Asuka hasn't had a chance to get in ring and get some action in since Judgment Day. And I imagine there are a lot of pent-up aggression shining through her and coursing through her veins in the, 5-6 weeks that have passed since then. Look out now. Oh, the knees driven into the mat by Asuka. Animated there by Carmella. Look out, forearm in the face, knocks her down. Mella looking to get something going here. Splash off the second rope to Asuka. Little bit of an opening for her here. Can she capitalize on it? Another DDT incoming. Yes, it is. She's trying to make the most of this opportunity, that's for certain, but can she is the question. Looks for a slam. Asuka counters it, pushes her back a little bit there. Soft forearm and the softest move Asuka's hit all match. This one definitely won't be a soft one. Tornado DDT! A hefty kick in the back as well. Asuka has put the hurt in on Carmella. Here we go. Flies in. Wait. Fale at ringside. Referee's distracted. No! Lynch! Becky Lynch with a chair. Ref never saw it from the Fale distraction. Carmella steals a win over Asuka. Fale got out of there as soon as the chair struck. Ref didn't see it. Lynch, Fale getting revenge for last week on Asuka. Lynch was cost the title and Asuka was cost the match tonight. Her loss is Carmella's gain. But do they really want to start a battle with the Empress? Coming up right now, folks, I don't really know, to be honest. It was supposed to be Sheamus versus Kevin Owens, as I previously mentioned, but Owens was laid out in the parking lot by Mojo Rawley at the start of the show, and as far as I'm aware, he's not cleared to compete here this evening, so I want to know what the hell's going to happen here. Well, there he is anyway. The Celtic Warrior is here this evening, and he ain't alone either. Bobby Lashley, I can see his arm, yeah, that's Paul Heyman. So, here we go. I don't know what the plan is going to be this evening, but Sheamus coming towards the ring. Bobby Fish not here this evening. He's training ahead of SummerSlam, and he's probably thinking he's got another one up on Kazuchika Okada for what would have been the second week in a row at that point. We had the Sheamus brogue kick to Okada, of course, after his victory over Lashley a few weeks back. Then last week on Smackdown Live, as Okada was watching the tag team match, Fish came up from behind with a steel chair, crashed it across the skull of Okada, and then put him through the table nearby Okada before running away before anyone on Smackdown Live could put a stop to it. They are just over a week away from meeting one another in a WrestleMania rematch. And you know they want to battle so badly. You know they want to clash so badly. But as for right now, Paul Heyman just walked into the ring. Sheamus taking a stand on the outside. I think this was previously discussed. What is it then that the Snake has to say? Well, they know he's in the building, and Heyman's putting the challenge out right now to Okada to get in this ring and to face off against the Celtic Warrior. He doesn't need a second invitation. Here he is. The Rainmaker will gladly clash with the Celtic Warrior. I think it goes without saying, Okada has bad blood, not just with Bobby Fish, but with every member of the Dangerous Alliance. And if they want to throw down with him, he has no problem with that. Kazuchika Okada heading into SummerSlam once again. And I think the biggest worry for Okada right now might be the history could repeat itself. Think back to last year's SummerSlam. He headed in as the champion against Brock Lesnar. He had that air of confidence to him, but he was sharing the ring with Brock Lesnar, and he was beaten for the WWE title. This year, he's in the ring with Bobby Fish, but Fish wants to make sure this time he does beat Okada. He's 0-2 against Okada with that title on the line. And so the Dangerous Alliance have gone to every length and every limit possible to ensure that they will leave with that WWE title this time around. They have been attacking Okada at every possible moment. Think to Judgment Day, with Fish hitting him with the belt. Think to 2 weeks ago. Think to last week. Every opening they can find, they are hurting Okada. As well as that, every opening they can find, they are targeting the neck of Okada. It wasn't really the Dangerous Alliance that started the work on Okada's neck, but they are definitely making the most of working over it. And that is a questionable area for Okada when it comes to his health, when it comes to his body, is that neck. How much endurance, how much punishment can it take heading into SummerSlam, and how much punishment could Sheamus inflict on it right now? We are about to find out. Bell rings, we are underway. Wasn't expecting to see Okada in action this evening. Knew he was sheer talking before the show went on the air. And Okada was more than okay to throw down. It's almost as if when he saw that Owens was not in contention for tonight's match, he was getting involved in this one, whether Heyman wanted him to or not. On there from Sheamus now, going to go to the top rope here. Big risk, will it pay off? No, Okada comes in with a big boot there. And put Sheamus in a bit of trouble early on. Look at this DDT from the Rainmaker. I wonder how much he's still reeling off from last week's assault. How much of an impact did that do on the body of the champion? I can only speculate, but I have to assume it was a significant amount. Shoulder tackle there from Sheamus, takes down the champion. Make it a little bit weary. Oh no. Oh, that's not going to do him any favors. And look at that. Lashley and Heyman cheering it on from ringside on that Cobra Clutch suplex. Oh, 2.5 and Okada already. That neck is a targeting point. The Dangerous Alliance know it, and they're targeting on it with every moment they can. Choke, slam, spine buster, and again. It's a 2 count on Okada. Once again, that neck being just thrown about there. Lashley is loving what he's seeing at ringside. I gotta imagine wherever he is training, so too is Bobby Fish. Because he knows the more damage done to that neck, the more effective the fish hook will be, and the easier it makes Bobby Fish becoming a 4-time WWE champion. Sheamus hoists him up to his feet. Look out now. Suplex incoming here on Okada. No. Rainmaker counters. See what he can get going now. He's got an opening. Can he make the most of it? Yes, he can. Look at the natural strength of Okada. Fireman's carry slam. Real added elevation there, an extension on it to bring down onto Sheamus. Brings him to the middle of the ring now. And Okada just formulaic, really. Knows what he wants to do in that ring. And he does it because he's such a talented wrestler that no one could stop him. That's why they're trying to injure him. Because they know they can't deny Okada's wrestling ability. But if they hurt in that body, they can definitely do a number on him. And again, full Nelson slam comes down on the neck. And again. A vice grip slam this time around. Sheamus, of course, nailed a bro kick on Okada a few weeks back, and Okada will be wanting vengeance for that. Lovely basement drop kick there from Okada. To the top rope he goes now. Elbow drop incoming. Okada playing the greatest hits. And oh, look out, Heyman gets himself involved. Sheamus from behind. Sheamus from behind. Roll up on Okada. Does he have him here? So close. Rainmaker just getting the kick at it too. Went to swing, Okada countered, and he comes now. DDT from the champion. Drilled him into the mat with it there. Sheamus in trouble. The distraction didn't quite pay off. And Okada making them pay. Look at the aggression now from Okada being shown through. He's lining it up here, incoming Rainmaker way. Lashley! Keep charging into the ring. at the calling from Heyman. Okada didn't have a moment to recover. Sheamus got out of the way. Bro kick. And the damage is done to Okada again. Oh, folks, it is time, though, for our main event of the evening. Here we go. No countouts, no disqualifications, nothing stopping the Gorillas of Destiny and the Good Brothers with the tag team titles on the line. SummerSlam awaits Okada and the Dangerous Alliance, but two entrances await a rematch that we had been waiting for. There they are, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers, the best tag team in this whole universe if you ask me. And a tag team who should be, right now, 5-time tag team champions. We'll remember back to 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, or was it 3 weeks ago now, when we saw the screw job that was from the co-general manager Shane McMahon, of course the general manager in the palm of the Originals' hands. In that moment, we saw Bad Luck Fale, I believe it was, bring a chair into the ring and then try and distract the ref so that the Originals could, or the Gorillas of Destiny rather, could use the chair and cheat a win. Gallows countered it, elbowed the chair into the face of Tangaloa, and they hit the Magic Killer and won it. Shane McMahon came out and said, no, that doesn't count. That result doesn't stand. Restart the match. And a quick roll-up enabled these two to walk out still with their tag team titles. The result was overturned. The tag team title reign for the Good Brothers doesn't count. But as the war paint is across the face of the Gorillas of Destiny, is it their moment to hold on to those tag team titles? No one at ringside, no enforcer this time around. They are going to go to war with the Good Brothers. Who will leave with those WWE Tag Team titles? We are going to find out in just a moment. Tama Tonga Tangaloa ready to go again. This is going to be an absolute just blood feud war, really. And you've got to imagine, if you are in the Originals, you are concerned right now because you saw how last week played out. You don't want a repeat of it. Those are the only titles the Originals have left. And as it stands, they aren't competing for any at SummerSlam either. Ricochet and Jay White is for the Intercontinental title. Bobby Fish and Okada for the WWE title. They need these belts. They need that win. And that is why now more than ever, I want the Good Brothers to win. Not only because it's the Good Brothers, but I want them to screw over the Originals. I want to watch as the Originals get everything taken away from them as they try to take everything away from SmackDown General Manager Christian James. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And this is that equal and opposite reaction. For all of their glory comes the downfall. And this is it right now. No countouts, no DQs, as I mentioned. Tornado tag team rules apply. It is our main event of the evening. The Good Brothers, the Gorillas of Destiny, the tag team titles on the line. And here we go. This is going to be chaos to call. Tangaloa and Luke Gallows, the powerhouses essentially of their respective teams, rocking horns on one part of the ring. Tama Tonga right now with Carl Anderson. Oh, suplex neck breaker there, using the ropes for assistance. Let's see what will happen here. Let's see who'll be the first team to break out some weaponry in this contest and see what they'll do with it as well. I think more so than anything, it's going to be how the no countouts and no DQs will apply, and the tornado tag rules especially. I think that's going to be the biggest impact of it all, because if you can get a 2-on-1 advantage, you are going to do everything you can. If I were Tama Tonga right now, I'd be trying to get Anderson out of this match early so then I can focus a 2-on-1 onslaught really down on Luke Gallows and put an end to it right then and there, as Carl Anderson almost did with that crucifix there on Tanga Loa, nice uppercut there from the Silverback Gorilla. Tama Tonga just watching on right now. They are going to try and take Anderson over the top rope. Tanga Loa, though, going to go fight on the outside, leaving Tama Tonga, the former Intercontinental Champion, in the ring with Luke Gallows. This is the part where the referee can kind of just become powerless for a moment. He's just got to stand there right now, wait for a pinfall or a submission to happen. Anderson on the outside, face first on that announce table goes Tanga Loa. Good Brothers in control a little bit right now. Here we go, weaponry being added to the fray. Steel, Steel cheering to the gut of Tanga Loa over and over again now. Countermade by Tama Tonga inside of the ring. But the punishment keeps on going with that chair, courtesy of Carl Anderson. Forearm in the face, look at this, Tanga Loa coming back with some shots. Clothesline. Let's see what happened now. Look at the strength in the ring from Tama Tonga. Fireman's carry, flapjack. Carl Anderson getting beaten down on the outside. Olympic slam there. Cover made to retain the titles, no. Falls can only count inside of the ring. So anything that happens between Tanga Loa and Carl Anderson outside of the ring cannot be counted. If a tap out is made, doesn't matter. And now the referee is completely powerless because they are going to fight on both sides of the outside there. He just to watch on right now. Into the ring pole, there goes Tanga Loa. And Carl Anderson ripping the cover off that announce table right now. Big plans in the mind of Machine Gun. Chair back in hand, and oh! Back across the head of Tanga Loa. Beautiful. Into the announce table he goes now. So what happens with Gallows and Tama Tonga on the other side of the ring. Pump handle, no! Feeding his weight across. Head first now. Into the table, no cover to protect him there. Carl Anderson. Snap suplex on the outside. Would be a bad thing if Tanga Loa went through that table now, would it? Oh no, look at this from Tama Tonga. Getting some steel steps involved here. There has barely been any wrestling in this matchup. But then again, we kind of expected that, I think. Forearm in the back. Look out. Oh, went for a gun stun there, I think. Counter was made. Gallows in now. Choke slam. And could be one move shy. Looking for the Gallows pole, no. Tama Tonga counters. Close there inside of the ring. Meanwhile, back outside of the ring, Anderson and Tama Tonga have essentially just been having a stand-up brawl with one another. Huge splash in the corner made by Tama Tonga. Top rope goes Tanga Loa. Misses with the elbow drop. Anderson moves out of the way. Leaping DDT from Tama Tonga. Tanga Loa rolls out of the ring. That's not good news for Tama Tonga, who's left alone now. But Gallows is down. Forearm. Gunstun! He got all of it. Gunstun to the man who coined it that very name for the titles. Will they do it? No! Anderson kicks at it too. Gallows would have been just shy of making the save. Okada! Huge risk taken from Tanga Loa, didn't pay off. Now it's Tama Tonga who goes outside of the ring, leaving Tanga Loa alone. Wait a minute. Samoan driver in the ring. Cover made on Gallows. Anderson had recovered though on the apron to make the save. Now, German suplex to the Silverback Gorilla. Tama Tonga slow to recover on the outside right now, and that is enabling an advantage here for the Good Brothers in the ring. Oh, the steel steps right the back at Tanga Loa. Anderson just swinging for the fences right now, but Tama Tonga always able to move out of the way. Look at the speed there at Tama Tonga, dodging about 3 of them. Didn't dodge that one though. Gallows rolls to the outside, and this is a dream situation now for the Gorillas of Destiny. The big man is outside of the ring. Carl Anderson is isolated, and they can pick him apart as they please. And that is exactly what they're looking to do. Anderson fighting back, Gallows getting back in the ring, Shane McMahon watching on, and just a reminder, he's going nowhere with that man standing around. Look out now. Luke Gallows has Tama Tonga by the throat, choke slam to him. Anderson outside the ring though, and Tangaloa right there to make the save. Big boot, countered. Spear, countered. Clothesline, countered, counter for counter between champion and challenger. Tangaloa's looking to finish it. He's looking to put it away here once and for all. But Anderson makes the save. Anderson making the save there. Tama Tonga, there's blood on the face of the bad boy. That may have come from the steel steps. He goes out of the ring. Carl Anderson keeping him at bay. Maybe some last minute instructions being made from good brother to good brother. He backs away briefly, but no, wait. Tangaloa is still fighting on. Anderson puts him down, using the 2-on-1 advantage to every bit of it. Tama Tonga ain't moving. Gallows pull. 1, 2. This time, the drive for 5 is achieved. And the originals are powerless. Because we have new WWE Tag Team Champions. The Good Brothers reach the top of the mountain again. Last week they had 2. Tonight they have none. The originals lose it all. Smackdown Live have won this battle and I move one step closer to winning the war.